Now, there's growing concern over the standard of food sold at Spaza shops, especially in townships. And this follows a series of reported cases of school children who are dying and falling ill after eating food bought from local traders. Health and law enforcement authorities are in Soweto inspecting Spaza shops. And we have our reporter Pule Letshwiti-Jones, who's following the operations and gives us a live update. Pule, good afternoon to you, and thank you so much for joining us. Of course, there's very much more closer focus on the quality of food sold at Spaza shops due to the fatal incident that happened to these two young children in Soweto.
Yes, you can see right now there's a raid currently taking place here. It's a joint operation by members of the Metro Police and, of course, city officials and some EFF members who are here. It's a Member of Parliament, Jimmy Manyi, of course, eNCA for community safety in the area. And what I can tell you is that they've discovered some expired products dating as far back as 2 months ago and as last month as well. And this, of course, comes in the wake of what we've seen in this particular community as well, Soweto, where two children died previously as a result of allegedly having bought biscuits from a Spaza shop as well, while 3 of them were hospitalized. In Garankuwa, we recently saw that incident where about 22 people fell ill, allegedly from a street vendor after buying snacks as well. So this tells you that this crisis is really spiraling out of control. But let me speak to them as they join me right now. MMC, thank you very much for chatting to me this afternoon. Maybe let's just start with what we've seen here, why we're here today. What have you discovered so far?
Yeah, thank you very much for that. Look, we are very happy and grateful that one of our honorable member, Manyi, from Parliament, he was doing his own oversight. And then he alerted us because these are rounds coming from Soweto. And there's a lot of things that he has discovered here in terms of that. But I mean, I'll give him a chance at some point. They'll tell what he has discovered that meant to come here. What we found that is very serious, number one, is that there's a lot of food that is expired, meat that is expired. Number two, what for me is actually very, very dangerous and not proper, is the issue of grandpa. Grandpa, when they purchase it, there must be a slip. So there's no slip. It means that these grandpas are counterfeit. And we've got soups that were expired. We've got a lot of juice, and as you can see, the cool drinks which are expired. What's also wrong, that is a problem, is that the owners of the shop, they're actually staying here. They stay here, they sleep here. And if you go on the other side, it's very filthy, extremely filthy. It's not proper. So that's what they actually found here. And this shop is closed. We're going to close them down completely up until there's a proper, the compliance here.
Are you allowed to close down these Spaza shops? Do you have the correct legal documentation to do that as well?
Yes, we've got the environmental health is here. Environmental health is here, the inspectors, we've got the EMS. So the EMS, they are closing on the basis that this shop does not comply in terms of the emergency, laws. There's no escape routes, there are no fire extinguishers. If people here, if there's burning here, something is happening there, they can't get out anywhere. We've got environmental health. It's an inspectorate on its own. They look at the expired food. So that's what we are here. Remember, they are led by MMC can EFF deployed MMC any Makofed. So also she's doing that. She has been doing her own operation. But now this one here, we found that there's a lot of fake and expired food here.
What are you doing to try and fight this emerging crisis? Seemingly, it's not only in Soweto, it's all over. Like I said, we saw in Garankuwa where 2 children, pupils, fell ill yesterday. What are you doing to actually put a stop to this?
So basically what we're going to do, you saw in one of the Twitter handles I had, I met up with the owners of the stores. Before I can just do anything and maybe some work that are maybe opening up and also closing down the areas and all of that, I had to meet up with them and get clarity. Are all your stores in Soweto? There are about 1,000 of them, by the way, all of them. I asked them, number one, do you comply with the bylaws? the building control and all of that. Who does from them the inspectorate? They said no, they don't have. They said to us that in the public safety that they are going to have set up a committee. They are going to ensure that all the quality systems are in place, inspectorate is going to be in place and all the kind of stuff like that. And we even spoke about the economic participation of the local community, because in the 1,000 that is there, there's not even a local factor, people who are participating in here. It's almost been 7 days. They have never came back to me. So, within the 7 days, if there's no plan on the shops and people are coming, we're going to close them completely, the whole of Johannesburg. How are we going to do that? On the 31st of October, we are launching the patrollers. We call them JMPD Red Patrollers. And they're going to be all over the world. We've identified all these Spaza shops. If they don't get back to us...
How many have you identified?
Now, we've got here, in 1,000. The whole 39 wards. Each and every corner you get also Spaza shops, by the way. Each ward has got plus minus about 10 to 15 in those wards. So these patrollers are going to, remember, they're going to be trained as peace officers. Peace officers means that you can enforce bylaws. They are going to be also be actually given a guideline by the environmental health guys. Environmental guys in terms of what to look at so that you can inspect. So we're going to do that, and they're going to be launched on the 31st.
Which I wanted to ask, will they be armed as well? Because we saw a video recently where it was alleged some of these Spaza shop owners were retaliating as well. Yeah.
So we're going to arm them with the pepper sprays, and also there's going to be units. Remember, on the 31st of October, I'm launching, the JMPD is launching what is called a red TRE unit. So it's a tactical reaction unit and also crime prevention unit. We've got also POPs that will be there. So in other words, when they're doing their work, patrollers, they actually be there. We don't launch weak people. These are red patrollers. And you know what it actually means. So those ones are going to ensure that when they close it down, when they need a backup, we just had a meeting now with the JMPD on the region that they're going to be on a speed dial in terms of actually closing those actually shops.
Let me also bring in Mr. Manyi. You're in Parliament right now, and you're here playing oversight role as well, doing oversight role. What are you going to do to ensure that you raise your voice in Parliament and try to change the issue around the regulation of Spaza shops as well in its entirety? Because when children are dying like this in communities, surely this is a concern.
No, in fact, if it was up to me, they should all be shut down on one day, because even these stamps have got no integrity. This Coke here, for as an example, it expires in 2030. What nonsense is this? So we've seen some foodstuffs here that the expiry date is in 3 years' time, but when you look at this thing, it's already grey, it's already black, it's already rotten. So this is poison. In fact, I think there should be much more stringent action on these people. We can't have a situation like they're selling poison. So we really need to shut this thing down, and we need to go to where they actually manufacture, shut these operations down once and for all. I think we need to have a zero tolerance. We can't have a situation like this. This is just unheard of, totally unacceptable. We can't have our people dying like this because of these operators of this nature. Even the health conditions are a mess. If you go to the back, everybody sleeps there. There's toilets, everything. There's cats and dogs, all in one little square meter area. So the hygiene issues here are themselves a mess. So indeed, I think I'm happy that MMC for Public Safety has taken this thing seriously, and he has brought all the units that work with him. So all the operations that are here are within the law. He has made sure that he ticks all the boxes, because you know that there are people that hate the people of people of Soweto that don't care even if the people die, and therefore they'll be on him to say, did you follow the laws? I can guarantee you, I'm here to do oversight, and I've seen in their ops meeting they've made sure that they are on the spot in terms of the applicable laws.
Thank you very much, Mr. Manyi. Of course, I will be with you guys throughout the day. I will be joining you as well, but I just want to show the viewers as well. That was, of course, the MMC for Community Safety in Johannesburg, and of course, Mr. Manyi speaking to us this afternoon, and they're conducting their raid in Soweto. It does seem that they will be visiting other shops as well, and we will continue, of course, to give you those updates as we proceed throughout the day.
All right, Pule Letshwiti-Jones out in Soweto, where there is a raid currently of what the MMC for Public Safety had spoken about regarding the 1,000 or so identified Spaza shops that are found to lack compliance when it comes to health and safety regulations.